Maslow hierarchy of needs. In this lesson, we are going to discuss about Maslow hierarchy of needs, right? So Abraham Maslow is a psychologist who came up with the hierarchy of needs. So as you can see on the diagram there, the pyramid of needs is a number of different types of needs, and Maslow classifies these needs into what are referred to as psychological needs, safety needs or security needs. There is also the need for belonging or social needs. There is also esteem needs, and we also have um, self-actualization needs. So at the bottom of the pyramid, we have psychological needs. These are sometimes known as the basic needs or biological needs. They are at the bottom of the pyramid. So these ones are first level entry needs or beginning level needs. What are some of the psychological or biological needs or the basic needs which Maslow talked about? Right, here we include such things as food, clothing, water, as well as shelter and warmth, as well as rest. So according to Abraham Maslow, workers, when they initially work, they work to ensure that they get a wage which will enable them to get clothing, which will enable them to get food, which will enable them to get shelter or accommodation. And above all, the workers will also need to have a rest and warmth. Right, so those things are provided at the workplace. Right, so workers earn salary which they use to buy their foodstuffs, to buy their clothing. So management or owners of businesses should ensure that they pay an adequate wage to the employees so that they satisfy their basic or psychological needs. Right. There is also need for the employers to give sufficient breaks to the employees. Right. So that is why there is need of such things as the off days or lunch breaks, tea breaks, where workers are able to rest. So it should not be continuous work, otherwise the workers will reach a burnout stage. So to prevent that, the workers should be given sufficient rest, and as they rest, they are able to do uh, quite a number of other different things throughout their um, course of work. After the basic or psychological needs, we have what we refer to as the safety or security needs, right? So safety or security needs. Now, if we're talking about the security or safety needs, here we are talking about such things as protection from harm, protection from danger. So employees need to be safe when they're at their workplace. Protection from harm or injury. So employers should ensure that there is adequate ventilation, and workers are given protective clothing or personal protective equipment, such things as helmets, such things as safety shoes, such things as work suits, such things as the safety goggles and gloves should be given for blue collar workers who work in industrial areas or in mining areas. So a hardy hat is a must for workers who are at the construction site. So workers, when they are working, they need to feel that their um, life is safe from danger or from harm, and when we're also talking about these safety needs, it's safety from natural disasters such as earthquakes, floods, and tsunamis. So workers need to be protected from these natural disasters by their employers. And the employer should be able to give an adequate wage which will ensure that the employee has maximum security. The employee is protected whenever they are doing um, at their work, or even when they are out of duty at their home, they need to feel very safe and secure. Now, the next level of needs after the security needs is what we refer to as the social needs. Now, social needs are also known as love needs or needs for belonging. Right, as the name indicates, need for belonging, these ones occur when employees need to feel that they belong to a group, right? So we're talking about need of association, need for belonging, right? So the workplace can satisfy these needs by having friends and associates at work, right? So that is the reason why you find that most people, they find friends at work. All right, they find friends at work, right? And when they are having those friends, it results in a formation of social uh, um, groups. All right, so there are social groups which are actually formed at the workplace due to the interaction or friendship which the workers will be having with each other. Now, how can employers ensure that the need for belonging or social needs are satisfied? Right, the employer can come up with a program, say for instance, a program pertaining to clubs, all right? Um, so for some other nations, you find that a banking institution, Nedbank Social Club, all right, Barclays Social Club, Sporting Club, right? So there are teams which are formed, and then weekends or Fridays, the workers might meet and having one branch playing against another branch, or one company playing another company. All right. So for some nations, we find there's like Zimbabwe, we find there's sporting clubs like Tier One, um, so there's ZPC Kariba, all right? Just to mention a few of the soccer clubs which are there. Most of these social soccer clubs have been developed as a result of employee sporting clubs, and they progressed to become premier soccer teams, which are now run professionally and on a commercial basis. But it wasn't originally meant to simply satisfy the needs for belonging or need for association. So everyone needs to belong to a certain group. Everyone needs to belong to a certain uh, a club or a grouping or a team. So workers should feel part of a team. So managers should avoid circumstances where employees are discriminated against, maybe on basis of their religion, on basis of their color, or on basis of their origin or their tribe. Right? So there mustn't be any form of discrimination which takes place within a company. All right. So there mustn't be any discrimination when we are looking for, at a case or a situation of a company. All right. Um, then the next level of needs, we'll call them esteem needs. Now, these ones, we are looking at a feeling of accomplishment, All right, we are looking at feeling of accomplishment, a prestige. All right, um, this is a higher level need, which is on the second part from top, right? So the workplace is the one which can satisfy this one, and the employees need to be acknowledged once they have achieved certain targets. So there should be accomplishment, there should be recognition, there should be a thank you from the boss. So saying thank you to the subordinates, acknowledging them for meeting the targets or for achieving the set standards, will enable the employees to achieve the or satisfy the esteem needs. Right, so that's what happens when we are looking at the esteem needs. Managers should set conditions where employees will feel that they've accomplished something, they've achieved something. All right, now let's look at the part of the last level of needs, and these ones we call them self-actualization needs. Now, for self-actualization needs, that's the highest level, and then you will find that it's at the peak or on the top of the pyramid. Then the reason why it's on the top of the pyramid is there because of that fewer people achieve the self-actualization needs. So fewer people achieve the self-actualization needs. That is why it is at the top. So there we are looking at self-fulfillment. All right, self-fulfillment, self-accomplishment, um, where managers need to ensure that these ones are satisfied by encouraging creativity and recognizing the accomplishments which have been made by the employees, as well as giving challenging tasks and duties to the employees. Giving challenging tasks and duties to the employees, offering training and development opportunities. That is, for instance, we might have executive leadership programs or executive management programs. And then when those ones are done or enacted, you will find that the employees will be able to reach to the level of self-actualization. So self-actualization can only be achieved if the employees are being given challenging tasks and are being given opportunities for advancement and promotion, right? So that's the highest level of needs. It's on the top because few people reach to that level, and the employees or individuals who have reached their full potential, they have achieved. So according to Maslow, what he says is there is a linkage between these needs, right? So workers will first satisfy the basic or psychological needs. Then once they've satisfied those ones, they are motivated by the higher level needs. So once the employee has satisfied the basic needs, he or she will now be motivated by the higher level needs of safety. Then once the safety needs have been satisfied, the employee will now be satisfied by the social needs or the needs for belonging. Once those ones are satisfied, then the employee will now be satisfied by the esteem needs. Then from esteem needs, the employee will now go to the self-actualization needs. So to go to the next higher level of needs, the employee should first satisfy the lower level of needs. So that is how the process works like. So these needs are linked with each other. You cannot satisfy the other level of needs before satisfying the other one. All right. Let me know if you have any questions on the comment section below. Right. Please remember to subscribe and like to this video. Until next time, when we meet the next day, a video.